And awesome. Okay. So welcome. Again, we are going to be going over the last part. The inflammation is such a big topic. There's so much good stuff packed in here for us. So I really wanted to just finish this out. And then next week, we will be out of here and we will be going on to part 2.15, where we will be talking about the best you can be optimizing your life at any age, which is so exciting. I can't wait. Brian Russell is going to be our host next week. Super excited about that. Brian has had an incredible health journey and is also a guide helping other people to experience that. And he's just got a really unique perspective that I think is going to inspire you guys and really show you what's possible. So that's going to be super fun. So don't miss next week. You will not want to miss that. Of course, we'll record it because we know that some people can't make it live, but there is a certain energy. Wouldn't you guys agree that there's a certain energy when you're on a call live versus like watching the playback, right? So try to make that. And of course, ask your coach if you want to invite a certain family member or friend that's been thinking about program, thinking about making a move in their health. And you're like, man, I think this would be good for them to hear. Certainly let your coach know. And we don't mind having guests that can come in and be inspired and maybe awakened to take that first baby step in getting your health going, right? So very exciting stuff. Please mute yourself if you're not muted. I greatly appreciate that. Keep your phones on mute until you're ready to share. And I do want this to be interactive because I know many of you probably have a testimony around inflammation and what you guys are feeling. Some of you may or may not know what's happening. You're just feeling good. But a lot of it is the inflammation markers in our body are coming down. And we don't necessarily know how that's happening, but we're feeling it. So today we're going to unpack this section. I'm going to start out giving you some very high level concepts about inflammation and just a little bit about me in terms of a unique perspective that I have as your host today is that I have severe autoimmunity. Okay, severe. So I came into wellness because I was very sick. And in the process of healing my body, I developed a passion to help other people. And I thought, wow, if I feel this way, I just can't imagine how many other people are walking around thinking something is really wrong with them that they can't fix and that they have no control over. And I was spun through the medical system. You guys know my husband is a paramedic, so I don't diss medicine, but it did not serve me in that way. Okay. It was not my path to healing. My path to healing was becoming an advocate for myself, evaluating everything that went in my body and starting to really pay attention to how I felt with every move I made. And that was a very laborious process on my own. I didn't have Optavia. I didn't have this tool, you guys, to go, wow, this is an elimination protocol. Yes, Optavia is an elimination protocol. This is a gut health repair program. Yes. This program has thyroid support in it for your adrenals if they've been shot by autoimmune. Yes. This program takes me off sugar, which is inflammation's food source. Yes. This program forces me, encourages me, awakens me to start drinking water because the solution to pollution is dilution. Yes. All the things I was paying a naturopath a lot of money to do, I could have done on this program. If that's you, if any of you know what I'm talking about, just take yourself off mute and say good morning. If you've had any autoimmune breakthroughs on this program, just say good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow. Yeah. So that's why I jump out of bed every day, you guys. I've been doing this 4 years and I literally jump out of bed every day. No joke. No joke. It's like I can't, my feet can't hit the floor fast enough to figure out who else is walking around confused. I was told I was going to develop lupus. I was told I was going to have MS. I was told like I was losing my words. I was losing my hair. I was losing weight, I was gaining weight. I couldn't get through a day without a nap. I felt like I was dying. No exaggeration to you. And I'm healed, So of course I jump out of bed and I'm like, who else can I help with this one life that I get, to feel this way? So I'm so excited to personally um, share with you guys today, empower you today, equip you today, and give you a space to feel that gratitude for this program that may, at the beginning, look like a weight loss program. That's normal if you think that. A lot of people think that. But the more they get in their books and they start talking to their coach and they start getting on these community events, they're like, I don't know any other diets that ever told me that or equipped me with that or awakened me to that, right? So let's start from the top. Um, what's the goal here with this program? What's the goal? The big goal? Weight loss is the side effect of what we're doing, right? It's the side effect of giving your body what it needs. Your body was meant to run like a Ferrari, okay? But if you put the wrong gas in it, it's going to run like a Pinto. How many of you are old enough to know what a Pinto is? Drop a 2 in the chat. Some of you are just too young. You still think it's a bean. That's all right. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is big picture, big picture. I think the books are awakening us. Let's make our bodies a terrible host for disease. What do you guys say? Yes? Let's make our bodies a horrible host for disease. Have you guys ever been over someone's house that was a horrible host? Where you were just like, whoa, where's the food? We've been here 2 hours. There's nothing laid out. Like I haven't been offered a drink of water. It's hot. Would somebody please turn on the air? It's July, and you're just like, let's go, right? Is that not what happens? Where you're just like, you're texting your wife and your husband, and you're like, I need food. Let's go. I can't stay here any longer. Like, this is so not okay. And you leave because it was a horrible host, right? And what you do is you go find food and you laugh and you're like, wow, that was crazy. I'm Italian, so that doesn't really happen. Like, my problem is different. Basically, you come to my family and they will force you to eat and you got to be willed out. But we're trying to fix that. So, okay. As far as the big picture, just maybe write in your life book somewhere, I would like to make my body a horrible host for disease. I don't want to host inflammation. Why? Because inflammation is the root of all chronic disease. All chronic disease, not some, all. Okay, so this is why on page 426, Dr. A is showing you guys in this little chart that he's put on page 426. He's saying all means all, and that's all means. Okay, so it's like cardiovascular, respiratory, gastrointestinal. A lot of you guys showed up with a leaky gut. You might not even know what a leaky gut is, but it's not good. Okay, it means your microbiome is hijacked and that all your food isn't being absorbed. Your nutrition is not being absorbed. You're hungry all the time because you're only absorbing 25% of what you eat. You have cravings because your body's signaling, will you please get me nutrition? And you're thinking, what are you talking about? I'm feeding you all the time. But it's because it's not absorbing nutrition. Do you guys know that there's a mad difference between consumption and absorption and utilization? There's a huge difference. This is why we can firmly say that when somebody's overweight, they're malnourished, which seems like contraindicated. Like, what are you saying? How could somebody that's overweight or obese be malnourished? They are. They're not absorbing their nutrition. Their body is storing everything they eat as fat. Fat compounds inflammation. For every pound of extra weight you carry above a BMI that's recommended, that's 4 pounds of pressure on your knees, your back, your joints. No wonder you don't feel good. It all works together. We didn't invite you here to diet. We invited you here to deal with the root cause of the issue, which in this case, for most of us, it's inflammation. That's the problem. We have to reduce it. We have to rid ourselves of it. Okay. So if you're like, whoa, I don't know, I just thought this was like a bars and shakes program, I was going to get a little weight off. You're welcome. We got more for you. So, all right. Kidneys, inflammation, diabetes is systemic inflammation. What am I talking about when I say systemic? It's always happening. It's chronic. You're never without your little inflammation friend all through your day. He's there with you all through your day. What happens if you have a stroke? Acute onset of inflammation. What happens if you have a heart attack? Acute onset of inflammation. What happens? Like these diabetic conditions and things, they are rooted in inflammation. So we can do the pills and the surgeries and the superfoods and the smoothies and the fasting and all the things, but if we don't usher inflammation out, then we are going to kid ourselves about our ability to take full control over our health. Okay. So your brain, dementia, they're starting to see sugar is directly connected to that, directly connected to the shrinking of the brain and causing dementia. We have total control over sugar consumption. This program only gives you enough sugar to make your blood move. I know I get texts sometimes where people are like, wait, I just read my bar. It says it has sugar in it. Yeah, you'd die if you didn't have any. So we can't go there. And your body doesn't know the difference between an apple and table sugar. It doesn't go, oh, okay, I see what you did there. You gave me an apple. No, we all ate sugar before plan. You have to have some sugar to be alive. We give you just about that much. Okay. These are diabetic level friendly level bars, shakes, meal replacements. They are not with sugar. They have monk fruit extract. They are safe. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's element 9 and element 12 in your life book. You got to check the books out, or else you're always going to be guessing if this program is okay versus really understanding what it is. He goes on to say your endocrine system, your eyes, and other areas are all dealing with chronic low-grade inflammation that attacks your health and plays a central role in degenerative diseases and aging. It's causing those diseases, okay? So how exciting is it that you have a tool? Dr. A feels like he has the antidote. He feels like he has the antidote, but it's only as good as the implementation and the acceptance of it, and also the furtherance of it. Meaning, hence why 14 days into program, I couldn't shut up about it. And I was telling every single person I knew, because I felt like I had been touched and healed in a way that I had not been, even coming from nutrition. You guys, I was running a wellness center and I didn't even understand what I didn't understand. This program actually made it practical for me to execute. I had points of failure in my day, like you do. Busyness. I forget to eat just like you do. I was helping people and forgetting to eat. I was helping people and forgetting to drink water. So I could have the best protocol in the world, but if it meant I was skipping meals all day, then what good was it, right? So I'm excited for you to know that. You've got this incredible vehicle that will usher out all the systemic inflammation in your body. How do I know that? Because sugar is inflammation's food source. 100%. If you're not feeding your inflammation, what's happening to it? If I didn't feed you, you came to my house and I refused to feed you for, I don't know, 40 days, what would happen to you? What would happen to you? You'd shrink for sure. You'd get real small, real weak, and you'd have a hard time thriving. Okay. So sugar is inflammation's food source. Starve it. That's what we're doing. We're starving it. We're not allowing it to have legs. We're taking it out at the legs. That means that you are empowered to be in a space where I can't say you're going to be disease free. We cannot say anything. As a matter of fact, let me speak. We cannot cure any diseases. We cannot say that you can get off medication. We're not claiming you can get off medication. We are not making any medical claims on this call. Did everybody hear that? But sometimes things happen like that. Sometimes when people are on this plan, they claim that they've been able to reduce their medication or get off of it. Okay, you'd have to talk to them about that. We're not making any claims about that. So sugar is inflammation's food source. Does anyone know the withdrawal cycle for sugar? How long can sugar hook you? Chemically, physically, physiologically? How long, put it in the chat if you know, how long can sugar be a problem for you? Every drug has a withdrawal cycle. How long is sugar's withdrawal cycle? Ooh, good. Anessa said 3 days, 3 days. Roxanne, yep, 3 days, 72 hours. So do you see why we differentiate ourselves on this protocol by taking you off of it instead of counting points or macros and playing that game of like, go ahead and eat the junk food, try not to have any cravings, and then white knuckle your way through the program? That's horrible. We are not interested in that. We are interested in getting you to a low inflammatory state where you can make clear decisions. You're not hooked by anything. You have an absolute clear mind and you're feeling good. So I'd like to open it up now for a couple people that understand what I'm saying. Maybe you have been in a space where you were very, very sick like me. Maybe you've been in a space where you were paying naturopaths like me, integrated physicians like me, and being told by doctors, just take the pill, Rachel, be cooperative, just take the pill. And I would get in the car and I would cry because I felt like no one was listening to me. My body was sending off alarms. It was trying to talk to me. My body was communicating that something was wrong. And I was being told to mask it. And I didn't want to. So if anyone else has had that type of experience on this plan, I would like to offer a few minutes for you guys to share how your inflammation is reacting to this perfect protocol.
Rachel, this is Michelle Murray. Hi everybody. So for me, I started the program in December this past year. I had been in excruciating pain since 2008. Just, back pains, arthritis, just everything. Since I've been on program now, and I am actually 95% pain-free. I don't get up in the morning and hurt. I just went to Hawaii and climbed Diamond Head Mountain and did not hurt. I mean, it was just amazing. So inflammation is evil.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Yes. And anyone else want to share what you're feeling? Even if you don't know what's happening, but you're like, yes, pain-free, that's starting to happen. Please share. I think it's super helpful.
I've got something, Rachel.
Who is that?
Ashley.
Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning. So I've struggled with autoimmune stuff for many, many, many years, been to doctors. I actually refused meds. Mine wasn't necessarily as extreme as yours because I could refuse the meds. So you're obviously, yours is probably a little worse than mine. But anyway, so just struggled for many years, lots of joint pain. Over the past probably like 2 years, had some bone spur pain that was horrible in my foot, like so bad, hurt so bad to walk. On plan, literally gone. Like the bone spur pain, like it was like, oh my gosh, I could walk and it doesn't hurt. It was incredible. And just a little side note here, I'm pregnant, and I have had a little bit of a struggle these past few months with staying on plan, just because I've been nauseous, not feeling well. The things that I'm supposed to be eating, if you've been pregnant, don't sound good. Like, don't show me that stuff right now. So I've had quite a bit of a struggle and haven't been in the place that I've wanted to be because of that. And I can tell you, the foot pain came back, the knee pain came back. And so it was like, holy moly. It was amazing just to see, like, just those little things. I've been off plan because of, not feeling well, was just mind blowing to me. I was like, wow, it really does take away that inflammation. So anyway, so.
Thank you so much. And we hope that you can get get back to a space where those feelings are super appetizing again. I feel you. I understand it. So yeah, and sometimes when, Dr. A loves to talk about in both books how we all get a cue. Some of us, my cue was medical crisis, like for sure. It was a cue. It was loud, right? It was very loud. But others of you might have been cued in a more gentle way, where your friend said, I've been thinking about you for this program that I'm doing, and I'd love you to consider it. And you're like, oh, it's kind of gentle, right? It's definitely not a head slam to the table like what I got. Or you might have saw a post. Thank God that we post as coaches, right? And that we're out there doing before and afters and stuff, or else nobody would be cued to say, hey, what's that? Could that help me? Maybe that'll help me lose weight and take some pressure off my knees. But what you didn't know was that we were going to deal with it on the source code level, right? We're going source code, like we're going deeper cellularly. Dr. A is looking at you as a big bunch of cells, and he's trying to teach you what your cells are requiring. And I want to move on to that. So check it out on the bottom of page, let me look at my notes, 430. So check out the bottom of page 430, where Dr. A is saying, fight inflammation while you eat. So according to research from the US Department of Agriculture, eating antioxidant rich foods can help ward off inflammation by blunting the oxidative stress produced by a meal in carbohydrates, protein, and fat. So when it comes to antioxidants, timing is everything. Okay, so what he's saying is, now, who can read between the lines there and see that what he's talking about is a perfect lean and green, right? He's pairing it for you. He's showing you, we're showing you how to make one perfect plate at a time. Because if we said, go make 6 right out of the gate, and we didn't use our meal replacements, you'd have points of failure. And you'd land right back where you started, and you'd be frustrated. So we said, nope, phase 1's got to be so stinking easy. It's got to be one plate mastery. We've got to pair it exactly right. We've got to show them the power of that. And then eventually we'll wean from there, right? Eventually we wean from there when you hit your healthy body goals. But what he's saying is that the only thing, and you may or may not know this, 2 things very fascinating. One, the only thing that repairs a cell, I'm talking cellular repair. I'm not talking about masking a disease or a symptom. I'm saying cellular repair. The only thing that repairs a cell, when you're bored, go look on PubMed, it's antioxidants. Phytonutrients are the only thing that will repair the cell. Do you want your cell repaired, or do you want to mask it? That's your choice. He's giving you an opportunity to repair it and say lean and green. Why is it green? So many greens. We're not doing corn and carrots and stuff, right? Because he said phytonutrient, antioxidant. A phytonutrient is a plant-based green, rich with all of that life-giving nutrition that can go in and actually repair the cell. So he's making sure, do you think he could have just given you lean and green and 5 feelings? Yes. But he said, no, they need to have green vegetables every day. That's why we do that, okay? Because it repairs the cell. So that's important. You may or may not have caught that, but I want to point that out. And he's saying it's not just, so if you're going to have fat and meat, protein, we'll just say protein, not meat. If you're going to have protein and fat, he's saying that that meal goes down differently when you got a lot of antioxidants with it. So that's why we're pairing that 1.5 cups, 3 cups of spinach. You guys know it's a lot of greens when you measure it out. That fights your systemic inflammation. It repairs your cell at a cellular level. That was the one thing you may not know. The second thing is sugar is cancer's food source. How do I know that? Because if I thought I had cancer and I went today to get a PET scan, they would shoot me up with radioactive sugar and it would light up my tumors like a Christmas tree. That's how I know. So when you want to take control of your health, you have to stop feeding the things that lead to the things, right? And so Dr. A is saying, no, 3 days, get them off sugar. We're not going to be one of those plans that allows them to have anything as long as they count their macros if it's going to hurt them. Why would we do that? We're supposed to, he's a physician, he's trying to help you have more. So the books are powerful. Are you guys starting to realize the richness that was planned for you from him? Like the richness, the care that he's trying to give you without the copay. Okay. So moving on. Any questions, comments? Let me pause for a minute and a half. Any feedback, anything? You guys are with family, ask questions. Please don't be shy. I want to make sure that we have time to interact with the material. Awesome.
Hey, Rachel, it's Roxanne.
Yes, there's
Hi.
there's Nurse Roxanne. Let's
Mhm.
see, what am I ruffling feathers or are you still my friend?
Oh, no, it's right on point.
All right.
I don't know if, you can look this up, but I read recently too, a Harvard study that said it's not only high cholesterol, high sodium, the cardiac diet that doctors have been wanting to put everybody on to prevent heart attacks and strokes for the last 50 years. Now they're thinking it's inflammation, and that chronic vascular up and down with the sugars and the insulins and that state of chronic inflammation and putting off that high C-reactive proteins in your blood constantly is really a huge contributor to those kinds of catastrophic events. And not to mention just like urine infections and contributing to what could be a minor problem, but if you're older, a urine infection could make you confused and fall down and ruin your life, stuff like that. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And that is absolutely true, because here's what they've even seen. When your arteries are clogged, that's one thing, right? So they're saying, I never say it correctly, but it's like arterial sclerosis, right? Your clogged arteries. They're saying, okay, that's an issue. That's not awesome. We need to work on that. But it's only when it's clogged and inflamed that we have a heart attack. So that inflammation has to go. It's the igniter to the party. So if we have these clogged arteries and we can control inflammation and keep it at bay and usher it out as much as it depends on us, then while we work on reducing, the clogging of arteries and adjusting our diets and eating in ways that support true and optimal health, then we're not igniting it, okay? Where we're standing there with a match ready to light it up. So that's the way I understood that from some of the readings and stuff. And it's truly awesome, all the stuff that was in there. This was a very geeky chapter, lots of big words, lots of geekiness, but I feel like we know two very important things. The program deals with systemic inflammation. Also, the way, it's not just what you guys eat, it's when you eat it. So how many of you guys are feeling the magic of eating 6 times a day and just feeling better with that versus the 3 squares or the 1 meal? So Dr. A is also controlling your inflammation through giving you this fed post-absorptive fasting state, where it's like you eat and then you don't eat for 2.5 to 3 hours. And he's putting fiber in every fueling to keep that slow burn, to keep that inflammation down. Okay. So it's not just what we eat, it's when we eat. It's if we wait till we're starving, we overeat, that drives up inflammation. I also learned when I was studying nutrition and geeking out on this stuff years ago, even overeating good, healthy food like paleo. I used to belong to a group of people that ate a lot of paleo. The amount of food they were eating caused inflammation, because even though it was healthy, it was portioned out way too much. And their body had to produce insulin because it was like, wow, you ate way past full, buddy. I got to produce some insulin now. So do you guys get that? That it's so much bigger than just, oh, this food is healthy. And he's like, no. And that's why in Element 9, Dr. A is so bold as to say that the fuelings are more healthy than any food that you could source on your own in phase 1. Because you and I didn't know portion control, did we? We didn't know to eat every 3 hours, did we? So we have to just be honest about that and really say, wow, this protocol thought of everything. I just need to embrace it and go all in. Okay. If you guys are leaving out check-ins with your coach, you're leaving out opportunities for this type of encouragement. If you're leaving out reading your books because you're busy, consider doing it 5 minutes a day with a highlighter so that you can be empowered and equipped. Let nobody set you up for failure, and let's not wait for medical cues to take action. Let us take action over our health today and really self-evaluate yourself. Don't do it with judgment. I think I always say that. You can evaluate yourself without judging yourself, okay? Judgment is unnecessary. But you could say, how am I doing, like, with this program? Am I being vulnerable and saying, I don't know the answer, and asking things on Nourish? I would recommend that. Are you being vulnerable by saying, I'm just going to keep my check-ins with my coach and be a learner? I want to go to a learner mentality so I can really get this protocol down. A lot of it has to do with that heart posture of what are you ready to receive? We're ready to give you everything. I mean, we're ready to like pour it on and make sure that you're feeling the value every single week, but you guys have to just meet us halfway. So I'm going to close it up here. There's a lot more good stuff that I had, but we're going to call it a day. And next week, we're going to be in 2.15 with Brian Russell. He's going to lovingly guide us through that and awaken us. Super excited. And also, I will announce the winner of do not hang up. Please don't hang up. I got to take roll. I didn't do that yet. I should have assigned that to someone while I was chit-chatting the whole time. But I would like to make sure that all of you are entered into our drawing that we do every single week. And every 4 weeks, we give away $100 of wellness credit. Every week, we give away $25 in wellness credits. And that's just a way that we have fun together and really enjoy learning with all of you. So thank you for being here. And we'll see you next week. And let's go control that inflammation, guys. Let's do the program as intended. Modified program, modified results. Just do it like he gave it to you. He knows best. Okay. Take care, everyone.